Hi, my rebels, welcome back. Did you know that playing it safe could literally cost you millions? You guys, it's a fact. The biggest risk you can take is not taking any risks at all. Let me tell you something shocking. Successful entrepreneurs aren't the ones who played it small. They're the ones who went all in, even when the odds were against them. But here's the thing. You don't need a trust fund or a huge investment to start seeing massive returns. You just need the right mindset, the right strategy, and most importantly, the courage to shoot for the stars, y'all. If you're ready to level up and break free from your own limits, then stick around. I'm going to show you exactly why playing small might be the thing that's costing you millions, and how to make that change today. Okay, so we've all been there, right? You've got that dream, that big idea, and you're like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna start small. And there's nothing wrong with starting small, right? We've been taught that starting small is safe, secure, and steady. But here's the harsh truth. That kind of thinking could be what's keeping you broke. Let's start with the biggest myth of all, that comfort zones are safe. Newsflash, your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. I know it feels good to stay in the place that's familiar, but staying small doesn't make you safer. It just makes you stuck. Let me hit you with a stat. The top 1% of earners are willing to fail faster than everyone else. They take risks, they try new things, and they push themselves outside of their comfort zones. And guess what? That's how they got to where they are. Extra tip, get comfortable with discomfort. The more you push yourself into uncomfortable situations, the more growth you'll experience. It's like a muscle. You've got to stretch it to make it stronger. Fear of failure is a huge reason people play small. We've all been there, wondering, what if I fail? But here's the thing, failure isn't a dead end. It's a lesson. Think about the greatest entrepreneurs of our time. Jeff Bezos failed multiple times before Amazon took off. Oprah Winfrey rejected from TV stations. Elon Musk spent years getting laughed at before Tesla and SpaceX became household names. Here's a tip. Embrace failure as feedback. The more you fail, the faster you'll learn. And the faster you learn, the quicker you'll rise to success. So why is playing small so dangerous? Because you're leaving money on the table. Big money. Playing small doesn't just cost you in terms of wealth, it costs you opportunities, growth, and the chance to live a life you truly love. I want you to imagine this for a second. You're sitting on an idea that could change your life. But instead of pushing forward, you second-guess yourself and play it safe. Meanwhile, someone else takes the risk and they're raking in millions because they dared to dream big. Tip 3. Stop letting self-doubt steal your success. The only thing standing between you and your future is the belief that you can do it. Once you conquer that belief, the world becomes your playground. Now, I'm not saying you need to risk everything you have, but it's about taking strategic risks, the kinds of risks that come from bold moves, like starting that business or investing in yourself or expanding your vision beyond what you think is possible. Let's look at Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She risked her savings on an idea that seemed crazy to everyone else, and it paid off big time. Today, she's worth over $1 billion. Expert tip, start thinking bigger. When you think big, you create opportunities that wouldn't exist in your small world. You see potential in places that seem impossible to others. So, get used to thinking bigger, acting bolder, and dreaming wilder. Let me give you some real examples. Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, started with one small business, then scaled to an empire that includes airlines, music, space travel, and more. And guess what? He didn't start out rich. He had no guarantee of success. But he went big, and it paid off. Or take Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. She started with just $1,000, but her willingness to think big led her to build a $5.7 billion real estate empire. She didn't play small, and look where she is now. All right, let's break down how you can start playing bigger today. 1. Set uncomfortable goals. The first thing you need to do is stop setting easy, comfortable goals. When your goals are too easy, you don't grow, you coast. You need to set goals that make your stomach flip a little, the kind of goals that get your heart racing because they push you out of your comfort zone. Ask yourself, what would you do if you couldn't fail? What would you do if you had no limits? Aim for goals that not only push your limits, but force you to become a better version of yourself along the way. Actionable tip: write down one big goal today that you've been avoiding because it feels too crazy or out of reach. It could be launching a business, hitting a financial target, or even something personal like a fitness goal. Break it into smaller chunks to make it less overwhelming and start today. 2. Take strategic risks. Risk doesn't mean blind jumping into the unknown. It's about taking calculated risks. Calculated being the key word. You can't just throw money or time away hoping for a miracle. Smart risks are about leveraging your resources, talents, and knowledge in a way that pushes you forward while still having a plan in place. Think about it like this. If you're sitting on a great idea or opportunity, but you're scared to dive in because of the potential for failure, then you're essentially risking your future success by staying stagnant. The best way to succeed is to take those risks strategically, ensuring you're learning and growing with each move. Actionable tip: start small with your first calculated risk. Maybe it's taking a course to learn a new skill, investing in a mentor, or putting money into a new business venture. But this time, do it with a plan. Know the potential upside and downside before jumping in. Surround yourself with big thinkers. You've probably heard this before. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But it's true. If you want to elevate your thinking, you need to be in environments where people are thinking bigger than you. Here's why it works. When you surround yourself with high-level thinkers, whether that's successful entrepreneurs, forward thinkers, or even friends who are always pushing themselves, you start adopting their mindset. The people you surround yourself with will either pull you up or drag you down. Actionable tip: look at your inner circle and ask yourself, are these people inspiring me to grow? If the answer is no, it's time to find new mentors, join online communities, or get involved in circles where people think big. You don't have to ditch your current friends, but you do need to make space for the ones who challenge you to be better. 4. Stop comparing yourself to others. Here's a big one. Stop looking sideways. In the age of social media, it's so easy to get caught up in comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. But here's the truth. Their path is not your path. When you compare, you only see a snapshot of their success, not the grind, the failures, or the behind-the-scenes struggles they've endured. Comparing yourself to others is not only unfair to you, it's a total waste of time. Actionable tip: the next time you find yourself scrolling and comparing your progress, remind yourself that your journey is unique. Focus on your own path and compare yourself only to who you were yesterday. Write down one thing you've accomplished this week and celebrate it. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Take action every day, even if it's small. One of the biggest misconceptions about playing big is thinking you need to have everything figured out. You don't. The most successful people don't have all the answers. They're just taking action consistently. Small daily actions compound over time. Whether it's sending one cold email to a potential business partner, reading a book on your side hustle, or taking 10 minutes to write down your next big idea, every step forward is a step closer to that larger goal. Actionable tip: set a goal to take one action every day that moves you closer to your bigger goal. It can be as simple as researching an idea, reaching out to someone, or brainstorming. Just make sure you're doing something every day to get you closer to your ultimate goal. 6. Overcome self-doubt by building confidence. Self-doubt is like the silent killer of big dreams. Everyone has moments where they think, who am I to do this? But here's the thing, you've got what it takes. Confidence is built by showing up every day, even when you don't feel ready. The best way to overcome self-doubt is to act in spite of it. The more you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges, the more your confidence grows. Actionable tip: start by setting small, achievable goals that you can confidently crush. Then, as you accomplish them, raise the bar. The more wins you stack up, the more your confidence will skyrocket. And soon, you'll be tackling those bigger risks with ease. 7. Keep evolving and expanding your mindset. The game doesn't stop once you hit a certain level. If you want to keep playing big, you've got to continually evolve your mindset. That means getting out of your own way and challenging your beliefs about what's possible. This is a constant process. As you grow, your goals, dreams, and abilities will evolve too. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. That's why you need to keep seeking out new challenges, new opportunities, and new knowledge. Actionable tip: set aside time each week to learn something new. Whether it's a podcast, a book, a course, or even a conversation with someone who can teach you something you don't know. Don't let yourself plateau. Always be in growth mode. So here's the bottom line. Playing small could cost you more than you think. It's not just about money. It's about the life you could be living, the opportunities you could be seizing, and the legacy you could be creating. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay stuck. You have the power to start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and taking the risks that will change your life. Now, I want to hear from you. What's that one thing you've been holding back on because you're playing small? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. If you're ready to level up, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on future videos where we'll break down how to build wealth and make your big dreams a reality. Let's break out of our comfort zones and start playing big. This is Lex Ravenna, and I'll catch you on the next one.